to be a question I ask myself every minute on the minute. And it's a question that's easily answered after we get to the top of a mountain and we see an amazing view. And then I start to wonder, or start to realize that I've answered my own question, that the reason I'm doing this is because it's an experience I can have with my husband. It's an experience to see parts of the world that many people never get to see. And it's a chance to challenge yourself to do something that most days you think you can't, but by the end of the day you have accomplished. And it's a great feeling.
Originally, I was something that I wanted to do with my dad. And he and I used to talk about hiking the Pacific Crest Trail and how we would do it kind of in section hikes over the years. Something that my children could do with their grandfather and they could do with their kids, and kind of like a family legacy as we'd kind of work from San Diego, where we live, up to Canada. Unfortunately, when he passed suddenly, I just had this really strong urge to go out and just like go and do this Pacific Crest Trail and just kind of disappear and for 5 months at a time until reality kind of set in. I couldn't do it all at one time, and so I decided that after a couple of years, the real reason I wanted to hike the Pacific Crest Trail was, one, to challenge myself. I feel that I'm at 35 right now. I need a physical challenge, kind of test my limitations, test what I'm capable of, and to find my kind of true grit to see if I can follow through with something.
A hike for me was definitely getting past that ice pack, that big snowpack. And while it was tough and scary and we were on top of this cliff, to get up to the top, the view was undescribable. It was another world. It was rock on top, it was views of mountains, it was a sunset, it was a fog all mixed in between. For me, that was a big high. Low point was definitely 24 hours of rain. Being from San Diego, I'm used to rain lasting 20, 30 minutes or, a couple hours and then being gone. But this rain lasted 24 hours and it was nonstop and it was foggy and it was horrible. You're cold and miserable. Thought I was gonna die in hypothermia and just freeze to death. But at the end of the day, we called it an early day. We watched some movies on my tablet and it ended up being an okay day, but it was definitely low.
For me personally, the high was coming across a snowbank where it was pretty steep, looking down, not sure if I could do this, not sure if I should just go around, and then saying, you could do this. I may not have the best equipment, but the high was just planting my boot in that snow, just one step at a time, getting over this. I mean, it must have been chest high at some point, the snow. Falling through, getting back up, climbing up, just looking down at the slope, not sure if I was going to fall or if I was going to make it or not. And getting through that on the other side was a high. That was hooping and hollering, and just it was a challenge overcame. That was a high. As far as a low, there was a couple of times where I felt unplanned, unprepared, where I could have put a little more time, a little more effort into making sure. For example, we came into where we are now, and all of a sudden it dawned on me, it's Memorial Day on Monday. The post office isn't going to be open to pick up our resupply, and I could have mailed it to somewhere else that would have been open where we could have picked up. So for me, those low points are those simple little planning things that I could have done.
I'm stronger than I know physically. I have moments where I think I'm going to die of a heat stroke, moments where I think I'm going to die of hypothermia, or all these thoughts. I'm always kind of a hypochondriac in my head, but I think I realize that I don't need to be, that this anxiety is unnecessary and it causes too much stress, and I'm stronger than I'm capable of.
I discovered my wife is pretty badass. She's pretty cool, man. I've discovered that she has her highs, she has her lows, she's hungry, she's tired, but she kind of has her cry or has her freak out, and but she keeps going. It's surprising to see someone that goes through that struggle, goes through that internal dialogue of not knowing whether they want to continue or not. They find a way to keep going. I don't know how she does it.
Liked the mother and daughter here in Sayad Valley that own this cafe. Very kind and welcoming and interested to hear about our journey and asking questions, and just it's cool to see a mom and daughter team out here running a restaurant in what is one of the smallest towns I think I've ever been in, and they're just very kind people. Every 5 minutes, if not more. I think of quitting all the time. I think for me, I'm a person of my word, so I made a commitment to do this, and when I commit, so there's no turning back. Favorite snack that you brought?
My gummy bears. Gummy bears.
Worst thing you packed?
My pack. Oddly enough, the second most important gear, besides my shoes, my pack. The belt buckles broke, zippers are breaking. I decided last minute to get a larger pack. Turned out to be a terrible decision.
Something you weren't expecting?
I wasn't expecting snow. This much snow still. I looked on the maps. I didn't think there was going to be any snow. We don't have any crampons. We don't have any micro spikes.
Most memorable person you met so far?
Most memorable person, Vera. Vera made an impression. She just was so bubbly, so excited when we were hiking in the desert, and she's in the middle of nowhere by herself. I just thought that was really an incredible thing that she was doing, being out there. She was being a trail angel. Vera, the trail angel, was the most unexpected thing. She had some treats, some cold beers. All we really took was a Gatorade, aspirin, and a couple of candy bars, but I think we were at a low point at that moment, ready to quit, and just kind of kept going.